Let's add the other guys in. Okay. No idea what happened here, but you guys, what this is.
Jim, do you think we need the whole palette of colors?
Uh, Not really. I think we're going to stay very warm.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, just setting up this last. I just don't know what's wrong here. I mean, I keep getting this fisheye lens from put on my things, which I've never had happen before here.
Recording in progress.
Weird. Sorry, I just not sure why it's doing this. Weird. You blow it up or anything. It's never done this before.
We get a sneak peek at your studio.
Yeah, you get to see brushes and
Yeah.
yeah. Wow.
Exciting.
I can't get it any closer. I mean, I can without
It's like elevator shaft view.
get it down there, but
It works though.
I'll go down here. But that's weird. That usually never happens. Never had that happen before. Oh, Zoom. Yeah, always trying to improve it, right? Oh yeah, dumb asshole. Leave it alone. I mean, they keep moving everything and not telling anybody that we moved everything over into this this one button. Oh well. Hey, what did we do last week?
Sailboats.
Sailboats. Yes, you guys did very well on the sailboats. Everyone but the girl down in Florida who decides she's not going to paint them. I don't know what happened to her.
Just a big old chicken.
That was out of everything we've done, that was probably the easiest one I think we've done compared to what we're going to do tonight.
Yeah, right.
It's only a lion's head. It's not like a pride of lions and it's kind of a dead grass area thing, so it shouldn't be too bad. That came from Shar. I don't know where Shar is. Shar should be here. I sent her an invite, and she isn't here. It's too bad. Anyway, yeah, this came from our student Shar from one of her safari adventures out there in Africa. She sent me this and some water beasts and a few other things. Water buffalo. Yeah, buffalo. Sorry, thinking there was those other wildebeests or something. Yeah, I like this one. I thought this was great. I thought it had a nice, really great face, and nice posture sitting there and stuff. So not too tough. Okay, I said not too tough. Knock on wood. All right. It's going to be tough. They always are. I say it's really going to be tough. Maybe we'll go the opposite way. It just sometimes you just get lucky. Sometimes drawing it out. You can draw it out perfectly and fast, and yeah, there's no problems. But that usually doesn't happen. Anyway, here we are. Our nice little lion. Beautiful colors. Not without those. 1 second, blow it up first. You can see in here and see, you can't really see much. Okay, the eye you can see, but it is kind of just feathered away by eyelid hairs there coming down. A lot like dogs, they have that little mascara eyes. A little bit of whiteness around them. Nose, pretty simple, not too much. A little flared. You can see the nice little mouth. So, not too many things. I know Lisa just mentioned asking about color. Yeah, you squint at this thing, and it's the background's very kind of goldish. So is the lion. Is not going to be really hides well in there, doesn't she? Let's see how well she does in the black and white. Okay, when you go black and white, yeah, she can really only barely could tell she's there. Wasn't for the darkness in the nose and eyes, but that's only us putting that together. I mean, the poor animals out there, zebras and everything, probably can't see, don't even see this. So well camouflaged color wise. So that's what we'll do. We're going to be painting camouflage today. Value wise is probably the biggest thing on this guy again, or her again. You see 7 is probably one of the darkest you're going to be going, and for the main face and main face and shadows areas. Yeah, you're probably going to have to go eights and stuff around the ears and eyeballs, those little areas, but everything else is going to be pretty much 7 to 6s, and 5s, moving up to probably 3 to 2. This, excuse me, let me get rid of this. I'm thinking this area here, it's really close to it, 2, but I think it's really in between. It's going to be in between. It's going to be a 2.5. 2.5, maybe this mark in his nose, little areas, those could be 2s, just because they come forward to help you separate out some things. Because when there is no big separation of values like this, it's a little harder to get depth. You really got to really use the cools and the warms, and that's one of the things we're going to find out today. Basically, we're going to be painting with a limited palette. You could paint this pretty much with like 4 colors, really simple, oranges and reds and yellows, and maybe a blue or a green, in there. Probably green. I would probably go with a green, because you can do more with that. But put a blue in there too. So 5 colors plus white, and you probably should be able to get this thing done pretty easily. So color, yeah. So and then design wise, I think Charge took a great shot. Really, it's oh, talk on it. Really, sorry, this thing keeps screwing up here. If you break it down into thirds,
She obviously had a fabulous long lens.
yes. Oh, I'm sure she got right up there, walked up there like some of those people with buffalo. Oh, I know you can get this close to them and they won't hit you.
Just like tourists at Yellowstone.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
That's it. You can get that close, you can do whatever you want. He won't bite.
Ah.
I'm going to pet it. Anyway, breaking this down into thirds, rule of thirds, it works out pretty well. Baseline, she's underneath the 1/3 and her head's above the one other third, and she's over here on the outside third. So she's out of that middle area here, but even though you do have a lot of, neck and shoulders in that area, the real emphasis on any of these animals are where the eyes are in the face. So of course, that being outside over here, it's fine. Nice piece. Really good shot. Okay, let's go back. Oh, where are you going? There it is. Jesus. My fingers aren't working again. Color wise, yeah, we talked about that being a lot of warmth in here. And the challenge of trying to find just cooler spots against warmer spots. That's where I would say use the green. I'll be using phthalo and probably oxide red for most of these face areas here, right in here. you can get the really darker ones. Anything that goes inside, usually is going to have a tinge of red in it. Be on the redder side, even on these kind of things. Anything that feels a little deeper, those little areas can have a little more red in them because they kind of shoot inside. And then when you come on outside here, you're going to see that's going to go on the probably more on the little bit of green side. It's hard to tell on this, but when you get going, you'll be able to tell that, yes, this will be green on this side, just a touch more red right there. And this will come forward, this will recede. The weird thing is when you get in the darks, sometimes what red will do is take you deeper into things. And that's why a lot of things like nostrils, inside nostrils and mouths and things like that are always going to have a little bit of more red in them, more warmth, and shoot you inside, where everything else is going to just lay on the outside there. Let's see. Yeah, you can see the coolness on the one side of the head here over here, and then the warmth, and then the real bright side over there. So you're gonna have some warmth. That's gonna be on the redder side, and then on the shadow cooler side, it's always gonna be on a little bit on the green. That's what to look for. That's how you're gonna have to separate it out. Just balance it off, balance the two out to get it to work like that. Okay. Background. God, what a array of stuff back there, right? Look at that. There's just like all kinds of scratches, little things to throw in there. We're going to try and get, do those as simple as possible. Pretty much any line you see here, I'll probably just end up putting in with my knife or something like that. Something simple, scratchy there, and then anything, pretty much everything. A lot of scratches. So if we do a dark enough background, we can get a lot of this kind of little teeny stuff just by scratching to the background. And that's kind of fun. You want to be able to show that you are in the command of your medium, that you can do whatever you want with it. You can put more paint on, take less paint on, and it's really just a really nice way to show the whole aspect of oil painting. That it's not just about one thickness of paint; it's about thinness to thick. Really being able to make that paint, get across distance and things like depth. That's what we're going to be working on. So we'll see. We might have to cheat it a little bit. I don't know. A little greener and grayer back in the back behind them, just her head, and then keep her head a little bit warmer. Will probably help pop it out. Those little things. Okay, that's about it, I think. I don't know. It's a lot of this when you do these kind of portrait type things, even when you do people, it's really I can say it's warm now, and then I get up here and put it up there and find out it's really cool, and that the other colors probably need adjusting too, or it's just the opposite. So that's it's just there'll probably be some adjustments, especially when you're doing people or dogs or anything like this. Yeah, you gotta that's what happens. But nobody knows this lion, so we can do whatever we want. We're gonna have as much fun as we want. I probably won't be. I'll be doing a little underpainting on it around the front face and into the neck and stuff to get some of the darks, some color in the darks right away, and then work a base color over it, and then really hopefully then figure out your lights, a little bit more light areas. We should be there pretty quickly. If not, sue me. Get in line. Anyway, that's where we are. Any questions? All right. We have a few weeks left here too. We got, I think, another 2 weeks. So I know I thought last week that this was it, but no, I forgot. You know, we're doing 7 weeks. Let me get my everything set up here again. What's up? Send. Okay. Sorry about this. I don't know what happened. Why I got a fisheye lens. I never asked for it. They never had this happen to, where it looks weird. Anyway. Paint wise, we're going to be using titanium white, cad yellow light, cad red light, cad orange. This is orange ochre. This could orange ochre. I just figured it was going to work out really well for this one. It has a little orange tinge to it. Over here, ochre would be fine there too. Just take ochre and probably put a little orange in it. Make an orange ochre. Oxide red light, alizarin crimson, cobalt blue hue, phthalo green, and oxide red, transparent oxide red. That is orange, orange oxide, I think. And that's transparent oxide. I was going to tone my canvas with it. Yeah, I just put out a couple of other oranges here. Just you never know. Big things here, long, big brushes, synthetics. Gonna need some nice synthetics, especially around the eyes, around the nose, areas like that. Sometimes some of the lines that can be done with that too. Break them up. Very nice, big brush, big ideas. Nice paint eraser, just in case, need it. And definitely when you get into doing all the little crossover things like that, it's great to have a little scratch. Do it with a scratch and without paint. It's easier taking it off than putting it on. That's why I do it, because usually when I put it on, I just get very clumsy with it. Then we're most of the work is going to be done by bristle brushes. I got a couple of these are filbert bristle brushes because they have really round top to them, and thinned out, kind of like in between a round and a flat, and then a regular so using those when I get in there. All right, color wise. Let's get going on color. Let's get these colors mixed up. So we need some red, dark red browns, and some green. So we're just gonna go with some simple here. Phthalo green and cad red. I'm going to go with cad red light. And it's going to be on the cad red side. This gives me a really strong red dark, where the oxide's just a little more in between, where this one is really warm, really a hot orange or red. I'm also going to do this in blue, blue and oxide cad red. Because I like there's this really dark red that comes out of here too. That can be very useful in eyes. And when it's like this, whereas everything's very warm, this can be even warmer.
Which red was it?
Uh, Cad red and blue.
Thank you.
Cad red light and blue. I'm going to keep this one going a little bit more dark. Might take that one just. No, I'm going to leave it there. I can see that thinned out. Could be definitely in this side of its face. Okay. Couple other ones. I'm going to go back to the phthalo green now. Phthalo green and oxide red. It's just a different color. It's just a totally different color than that. So than Cad red. And sometimes well, that's all you have. That's all you gotta try and make the most of it. Okay. In some of my last colors here, transparent oxide, or if you have burnt sienna. Burnt sienna would be great here too, but oxide is on the yellower side, and that'll get just by itself can get in some of these creases, like in the legs here, little thin little creases of fur against fur. Definitely could get in there and things like that. So these
What are
guys
you mixing that? What are you mixing that with? I'm sorry.
Probably Cad yellow.
Okay.
Just a little bit of Cad yellow. This is going to be the yellow side, so it's going to keep coming a little bit. So you can start to see the gold show up. Pretty close. And then this side will be the oxide side. And there we go. That, what I would say right there, would probably be enough to paint this thing. You probably could get pretty much everything painted. But you got some nice a cooler dark. Some of these darks, just there's not really anything too cool in here. Everything is either kind of on the heavy, warm side. This painting, so the greens and the things are just a little, even though they're on the red side, still green on the green side compared to it. So it'll work. Yeah, let's go there. I'm gonna do a couple little things here. This is ochre. No, this is oxide, orange oxide. This is orange oxide, and this is orange ochre. I have no idea. But definitely just a little bit of white. I'm gonna put a little white into them and see what happens here. Whoa, you can see the red come out of this one. As soon as you put it in, this thing went red. You can see a little pink come out of it. Oh, thin it down, lighten it up. I might be able to use it. Okay, so that's what happens when you use an ochre. This is an oxide, orange oxide. Still, that went a little cool too, but really fought off the white. So it's really probably a pretty good strong color. Opaque too, but these two, as you can see, when you get there, they're really pretty common, pretty much the same color. I'm also going to put out Cad orange, just Cad orange by itself with white. That's gonna be too much. Could put in a lot more white. Both all these colors gotta put in a lot more. Okay. That's gonna need to be warmed up and grayed out. So, okay, so this is white and orange. I'm gonna put some oxide, transparent oxide into it, or burnt sienna. And I'll gray it out and warm it up. A lot of white too, though. Yeah. Let me save a little bit of this. Try more oxide on this side. That's what I was going for. It's still a little bit pale. All right, oxide on its own. So I was going a little bit on my own on a few of these colors.
What are you putting down there?
There we go. There you go. Oxide. I just put some transparent oxide down with white, trying to get it in here. It's still a little red. All right. So basically, I have to add yellow to all these. And then but before I do that, I'm going to split these piles and tone these guys down to probably around a 5. I mean, 7 value wise. I think these guys will probably end up being a lot of them. End up being a lot of the background, these guys right there. Like I said, 7. It's not a 7, that's a 4. It's close as 7. Gonna take the whole pile and we'll get it there though. That was phthalo green. Cat red. Shoot. Right into that, make it work. Okay, so I'm gonna get some nice gray, earthy grays out of these two colors. Nice, those guys can start to get into the face area here. Then the blue and the oxide, well, it goes a little rich. Not seeing too much of that in there. Probably won't see too much of that either. You might be able to find a few spots down in here. This one definitely we can find in here. And that's going to do a lot of work right in here. That is the phthalo green and oxide light. That's even on the red side, but it's, when it comes down to it, it starts to play green. Oh, this too bright. This one's just a little more petered out than Cad red and blue. So I think I can get that in some of these cooler areas. Be a nice transition. Okay. These guys, I expect big things from. This is oxide and yellow. Definitely can get in here. And then this is the yellow side. This is the one I thought was going to do pretty much all the damage. And then I decided to hedge my bet and go, let's see what these ochres do and oranges do. Since I have quite a few on here. See, as you can see, this color, if I could keep bringing that color down with more white, it's going to get pretty much so whole tone. We're going to stop there. These oranges with white in them. This was ochre, oxide, orange, and this was orange ochre. This is just regular orange. This is oxide, transparent oxide, and yellow. And I was going to put some more yellow in it. I go, that's what I have here. So I said, well, let's wait. So I'm going to go back and put a little bit of orange, yellow into these guys because I think I could use. That's the thing about when you paint something that's only one color like this. You really need a lot of variations of that color, or it's gonna look flat. So having a few, different variations of that same color, it's really good. So when you add white to them, you always just change this to them. You can see what happened over there. That's Cad orange and Cad yellow, and pretty much comes close to that. Use up pretty much all my Cad yellow now. And the ochre's here. Ochre is gonna get in there. It's gonna get a few spots. It's gonna be in back. Okay, gonna leave that there. Yeah, that's my Cad yellow I put out. It didn't go very far. Definitely can get in there. That looks good there. And I'm just gonna lighten these guys up because most of this this guy is gonna be in the 5s. We're at 7s. So a lot of these guys are gonna have to go all the way up. See, that's a cool. Might be able to get it in here into his neck, value wise. I want to do the same thing. I'm going to take a piece of these top parts too, because they're more on the red side. So I'm going to get like a pink, light white pink. It might come around the sides and things like that. Ochre and yellow here. That's holding up. That held up nicely. As you can see, ochre and yellow, really good for the this very sunny side of this guy. Value way up there around, like you said, twos. I must leave it at 2, but figuring it's going to go over a few colors. I'm going to go over a color, probably going to die down. So it won't be quite as bright when I get there. So now you can start seeing the differences. This one's really more warm. This is a little cooler. This is a lot cooler. This is a lot lighter, a little bit warmer. And then this one is again a nice cool that kind of fits in between these guys for fur, and probably won't need it. Like I'm getting a lot of the same. But that's what happens when you do people too. It's just like, you gotta have it all. There we go. That's a nice warm one. Oxide and yellow. Definitely is like one of the key colors in this guy. The oxide side. See, that doesn't cool off. That's what's nice about it. It doesn't cool off. It kind of just still stays there in a warmer piece. And then get a few of these darks here down to about a 4s and 5s, and we should be good to go. Don't know if I'll need this at all. About a 4, 5. But you never know. I always like to put a little color that's not expected around the eyes and stuff like that. So it just makes them look. Sometimes when you're painting something with just so limited colors, right? Limited. Sometimes you have to use these other guys just to make these guys stand out. So that's what I'm looking at. We're going to stop there. We should do it. I mean, like we said, see how much these we end up using. I still want to end up painting it all one color. I'll be also have some oxide up here, which I will be toning it with. Gonna leave it pretty streaky when I tone it. Color wise is what we did. Try to remember it. I started off with phthalo green and cad red light. This is on the green side. This is on the red side. Coming down, you can see how they gray out. And to about a 7, how they gray out. And then we took them down probably really closer to 5s. And then we did cad red and blue. On the blue side, red side, and you can see how rich that stayed. Over here we did phthalo green and oxide red light. And this is on the green side, this is on the red side, coming down. Just a beautiful grays. Those guys you can find all over. We're going to be pretty nice in that in there, because you got to have something to give them shape. This is the transparent oxide red with yellow. This also could be burnt sienna with red, yellow, no red. We come down with yellow, and then with white added in, and then more white added in. Over here, basically I was just trying some stuff, because I have some of these orange ochres and stuff. I wanted to see what they did when they on their own, when they're just with white, And these two are pretty similar. This one's a little redder than that one when you add white to it. That is the oxide oxide red or orange, and this is orange oxide, orange ochre with white, and then more white added in, and you can start seeing how cool this one becomes. Over here, it just did orange. Oh, I did add yellow to them at the end. I did add cad yellow to these guys, to them, just trying to get them a little warmer because they were cool. Even you see how cool they got. This one is cad orange and yellow, and with white, and it might be a really nice one because it's not too warm. You know, it still has a nice coolness to it, which is good, really good on the outside of this fur and some of the highlights of that fur. You know, because we got this one over here, but that's really more mid-tone almost. So, I mean, they can take it lighter. This is for transparent oxide in yellow. It's running on yellow, so it's really on the oxide side. This is oxide in yellow too, but no, it's not. This is just transparent oxide in white. And you can see, you know, it might get in here. It might be just, just a little grab and go. You know, it might get in there, do something. Who knows? We'll see. So we're gonna leave that there. So that's our colors. Like you said, it's pretty much a gold painting. So it's not going to jump too far. I'm going to tone my canvas with transparent oxide over here. And the baby oil, or no, safflower oil is going to be my oil. I'll be putting it on with big brush, drawing it in, trying to just match it up. Be back in a second. Let me get this set up. Going back. Lower this down. Okay. I got to turn this a little bit, or I will not be able to get my feet in. There we go. Like I said, what I'm going to do here is tone it and then draw it in. Tone it with, burnt sienna, transparent oxide, red. You know, just got to get rid of that white. Might as well help yourself too. I mean, if you're really, this is, if you had Yeah, could have probably did burnt umber, burnt umber would have been probably a really good one to do here, you know. The thing with burnt umber is it dries so fast. Just makes a mess. I mean, you have to work really fast. Then we got rid of our white, no speckles showing through, not too much oil, so it's not running or dripping. Good. All right. Now you do this. Now you fill in those holes, spread that thing and go the wrong direction. And then we'll draw it in. Get 3/4 of the painting done. It's one color. So just using the thicks and the thin thickness of the paint here. You got a lot of transparencies happening here. See about where it goes. The base of its body almost, if you split it right here with the chest coming down, and then you come over here and just split this section in here, put a little bit more of an angle to it. You got its leg, you got its belly here, you got its thing, a little bit of a rump, its tail just coming, you barely see that tail, right in about there. Okay, and then you come back in here to its, right about its shoulders here. And come back and make a V right in the middle of this square. And get its trapezoids in, shoulder muscles there, and down in here. Paws and stuff down in here, chest there. It's smaller. I keep this going up right to his eye. Showing where his eye is this part here. This should be for one of probably going to be the hardest part is just drawing this thing out. Let's see. It looks like I am pretty off. An eyeball needs to go back in here, or else I will not be able to get this nose in here at all. Because it should be right about here. Okay. Well, that's pretty much where I was, so. And it comes down to here, the neck. Right here around the neck area here. So thinking about this. How to keep it. I might push it back too. I think I need about 2 inches. I need about a little bit more. Everything back just here. It'd be hot. I'm right there anyway. Okay. Oh, that looks really bad. Take out here. It's that high. It has to be down in here. All right. That's what I say. And then down here's cheek into these guys. That feels good. That feels good. shadow, definitely when you shadows, make sure when you put the shadow in that it bends a little bit. Uh, when you're going across the form, they bend. So, so that thing's coming out, so it's bending back that way, and then coming in, and right here it starts to bend back the other way. Okay. Things are fitting sort of together on the width, just like it's more down in here. So that goes down here too. Okay. I'm going to start by going with a couple of darks here, just put in the eyeballs and stuff, get them set. I'm going to go with the shad red and blue. It's a little, just a little bit on the blue side, but not by much. Mine was just a little bit too blue, so I'm mixing a little bit of the two together. Just to start that eye out in here. For the red side, this is a cad red and blue. Get down and split after you get outside the eye, inside here. Definitely the darks can be red. Starts to take me down here, tells me just turn here. So the nostril comes in there. We'll see. That's right. I got a little bit of cad red on, going here, cad red and blue. Just to mark out these spots here. Darken in the ear. Definitely going to go on the blue side to get the darkness. And I'll come back with a little bit of red in the middle. Being over, let me check in front of it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Looks fine when I'm over there, but as soon as I jump in front of it, you're like, oh crap. That perspective. You just don't think about it all the time. So that's I think now he's going to come out farther then. Can't come out much farther. That's about as far as I can go. Everything else I have to push back. Go with that. We're doing these guys too. It's half the thing is redraw, 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 redraw. All the time you're painting is you're drawing too. You know, refiguring things out. There's always, these things change when you add color to them too. So get this up here on the temple area here. Starting to just looking at shapes, see the relationship size wise and things, and make sure that they're right and where they hit. Changing on me. That needs to be green. Okay, so I'm going to come back, go to phthalo green and cad red. And this is on the green side, but you can barely tell. The blue is just not going to work. So I'm looking at this shape here above the eye. Use that in the nose. So this is on the green side. Cad red and green. Definitely can use it on the side of the nose here to give it, it'll be definitely in here. Just let's come on, just a hair more. Not so smiley. Some here. I think I'm going to go a little bit more on the red side. up front around his mouth here. I mean, up here. Yeah, around his mouth and front part back in here. A little bit more green on the back edge, back area here. Now it comes back up here. Space and here. Just trying to match the negative spaces here in the fur size wise. Okay. That tells me though the neck should be back there then. Everything's getting pushed back. All right. That's jaws. Boy. We'll see. See how they kind of, even like in dogs, they have a split down the middle. So right on between the eyeballs and this forehead here, there's a meeting of fur overlapping. It really changes the lobe of the head. You know, you start to feel the lobe on one side and then going the other side just a little smaller because it's in perspective. Not probably quite so much. There you go. Not quite as much thing there. So this, yeah, should hit here. I think that changed though. Well, this comes out a little bit farther this. Okay. This is phthalo green and oxide red or regular red, cad red. Again, in his shoulder here. It should be wider. Coming in at too steep of angle. All curled underneath. So mine went a little bit, I didn't lay it out quite perfect. I think the head's too big, way too big. But it'll do for now. That makes everything else. Have to come off, even come off here even. So it's either that or redraw it all. Don't have the time for that. So, okay. So we're gonna be good enough. So you see this, little coming down here to its clavicle down in here, middle. Okay. Still just using a cad red and oxide, cad red and phthalo green here. Just getting these shadow areas put in. I'm going to go a little greener as I go back. I can't even tell. All right. Feels like it could come over just a touch more. Back to original spot. Okay, I'm done with this brush for now. I'm going to go on to my bristle brush. Before I go, though, I got all these greens and stuff in here. So I'm just going to basically clean my brush out. Check my drawing again. Anything, it's this nose could probably spot there could go bigger. So if you put them in like this kind of stuff too, it's going to feel a little bit more natural. And a little more haphazard because it is, right? I'm not really, I'm only peeking at a little bit of, where I think a little divots of the grass are. And that's about it. And then I'm just gonna blend out the back end here too. You know, sometimes you got to play with, you know, it might be a little different, more different than I intended layout, but I think I can still, it's still gonna work. Just gonna have taller grass, and that's about it. That's all you gotta do. Get this chin to feel right. Let me just run my brush out now of color. And you can see it's pretty close to what I need. It probably could be a little golder, but I think the printer went more gold than it really is. All right, I'm going to go to with a bristle brush now. Bigger bristle brush. Oh, wait, not bigger than I had, but I'm going to go with the one that has a little beveled edges and stuff on a filbert. So these areas got a little bit, they get a little bit, see when you put it on with a synthetic, it goes on and it just kind of stays there. You know, there's no haphazardness to it. When you work with a bristle, you're always going to have a little, not exact, it's not going to be exactly where you wanted it. Very often, it's usually always going to have a little bit of play to it. That always is where you get your softness.
What color are you putting on now?
I'm not putting on any color right now. I'm just blending out a few of the darker, but I am this is phthalo green and cad red. But it's on back here, it's on the green side. Right up here, it's on the red side of the nose. And I'm just bringing that around a little bit just to tone these areas out, to thin out the paint a little bit. I went on a little thick. Just checking my drawing too, that way. They said always checking your drawing, checking these rings of fur here, how they hit. You know, I can always do a digital check on this at the end, which I usually will probably, you know, if I don't screw it up. Make sure didn't do, you know. So I am drawing at a little bit of inconvenience, but that's what I get to use. That's what you know, that's me. It's mine. That's the reason it doesn't turn out. Because I was drawing at an angle. That's it. Always have that excuse. I'm gonna keep the back pretty, pretty dark and pretty not much there. I'm just gonna hit the highlights, and that's about it. I'm gonna go a little warmer. I'm gonna start moving pretty quick here. I think a lot of these colors now are be a more phthalo green and oxide red light here. Going to start to come into play here a little bit more right there. Boy, that just barely gets in there. Okay, might have to come back and I'll lighten that out. And this is oxide red and phthalo green. Sure, I have that again. This is on the red side. And I see the shoulder coming in here. coming in here to, like I said, to the clavicle right here. There. I'm just really keeping the underpainting simple here. And that's about, pretty much that's all my darks for that. Everything else is gonna be switched. Get going here. I put that red back in now. That crevice right here by his eye. On the paint on my brush. This is the reason, good reason to do this is also is come in and grab these lines, my drawing lines here. And they're going to grab them and, just loosen everything up too, keep it from getting too stiff. And also help me keep from having a ghost line around the line too, which sometimes happens when you put in the background and you don't want to get too close to the beast. You want to, and you find out you created a line going around the whole thing very evenly. So anyway, that's trying to head that off. All right. Like I said down in here, the nice thing is I got room to play. I think I just set him up. He should have been up just a hair higher. And but now I'm looking at no, he can't be up any higher. It has to be that high because of the ears. And down here, so that's pretty good. I'm just gonna paws can always be hidden by grass, so it's not like a really big problem down there. Okay. So, like I said, a lot of good stuff here. Now I'm going to go to the green side. This is oxide, uh, phthalo green and oxide light. And as you can see, even it's on the green side, it's mostly on, you can't tell. Oh, it's going to have to come up just a little higher too. Right there, probably an eye short. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. Gonna just tone out a little bit of the beard here. peel away some highlight, put some highlights in to see how I am. Do that, I can move this eyeball back a little bit. Okay. Fudge those guys out. Keep moving this ear back. Keep moving this ear back. Okay, I feel a little bit better. Okay. I'm strong there, but I can do it. All right, midtones. Got the basic drawing in. We got some shadow in here. You know, it's basically what we have was nothing more than a drawing in with a little bit of just in color, just a little, not even color, but just a couple colors, red browns. We should be able to get 3/4 of this painting done like that. That means this guy's gonna be able to drop down. Gonna get that dark in here too. I think it goes here. And then I'll switch over. Little CAD rat here. One more time coming back in and putting it in. No, I think the drawing's closer. Looks good from over here. Oh, God, I know it when I get in front of it. Keep shifting. All right, let's keep it like that. And
In pro-
fix it later if we have to. But everything I'm telling you is right. I mean, about the, you know, where things are lining up, that D here is really, you know, going to be your, you know, really hold this thing together, the clavicle area here. Get this blue out of here. We'll be good. All right. We are done with the darks. Except for now I'm going to go to the midtones. Pretty much the midtones here, transparent oxide with yellow in it. The mix really went to a midtone. But we'll start with that one, especially on the red side here. This should really start to get into some of these areas like around the ears and the ears here. Kind of more in the middle of the shape of the ear, and then there'll be a little bit lighter on the inside and the outside. That color. Look for that warmth. I can see it right behind his eye, right here, going back into his temple. That coming down, and then kind of just getting into the bottom of these jowls or his top lip here. Just gets a little bit more orange, just a little slightly bit orange tang to it in here. Tough things to do are tigers. Uh, all those stripes, pain in the butt. That's why we haven't really done any of those animals. Zebras too, when we got stripes going over, uh, a surface, bent surface, it just can be a lot of concentration, changing colors because the form underneath. Definitely, this is again transparent oxide here, getting into some of these darker areas, warmer areas in the neck. I could even put a little bit of a glaze over that chest area here. I was in the I think its clavicles probably up here. This is probably its breast. Anyway, I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV. So, okay, so this is oxide. This is transparent oxide and yellow. And this is on the transparent side. Really good. I mean, this is like going over some of those other guys just basically warms it up, but not, you still get the green showing through, feeling through, and you start to get a feel of it. And it should be pretty good, except for when we get to, you know, lightening up these other areas, it should start to radiate out a little bit. So I'm just looking for places I can feel a little bit of red orange warmth coming out. And there's just little pockets of it right here and start to come up the neck, probably on the edge, right in here. It feels got a little bit of darker warmth there. And then probably in the crevices over here. You can just feel the fur and stuff around this leg back in here. And the belly here. Oh. Another thing, follow the fur. Direction of the fur usually. All right. Okay, good. Put some of this in the nose a little bit and around that other ear over here. Straighten that nose out and I'll be fine. Right, I'm going to go to the yellow side. Still no white. Then I'll jump into the white ones. Just a little bit, you know, could use white. Boy, could use white in that. Yes, a hair. It's going to grab just a touch of white. It was just got very close to what I had in there already. I mean, the last color. So just going to the white side of it, just a little bit. And you're going to see it just start to change pretty quickly. This is just with a little bit of white. It's on the yellow side too. This is on the yellow side. I think up here behind his head here, behind his eye. I'm going to go with a little cooler. I'm going to go with the oxide side, which is just a little bit cooler. Hard to tell compared to that, though. I got to get that stroke. So this is just transparent oxide with yellow. This is on the transparent oxide side. So it has tinge of red to it. And then the yellow side, so this can almost drop back into the shadows. This is where we're going to go, yeah, you could almost paint this with, a few colors. I get enough paint on there evenly, a little more even. So when you get down in here into the chest area, hopefully you're going to be able to pick up some of these like uh, other colors. That we put in here. We'll see. I'm just going to keep going with it for now. It's working in the shadow sides pretty well coming through here. As long as I, take it lightly. Okay, go try to leave some decent big marks here. All right, I'm gonna go cut down. Let's see what some green does. This is phthalo green and oxygen cad red. I guess in the shadow area down in here, I'll work it in. Just it was there originally, but not with any white in it, so it mixed a little bit with the last color a little bit, so it's not doesn't have any popping strength here. So it's coming back in and just putting a little bit in here in the shadow area of its area here. Just okay. Right here on its forearm too. There's just a little coolness coming through. Putting a little warmth around its paw here. Um, well, I think that should be a little more purple. Right, so heavy, but That's oxide. Red light and green. It's gonna have to end up being a little bit warmer than that, but I'm gonna jump down and go to, this is basically transparent oxide with white in it. And I'm in these, gonna be in this I'm just, some of the fur in this area is just, it's not catching, not bright. There's a little coolness to it. So I felt that was going to work out well. Might be able to use it on this back end up here too, his haunches here. And then when I come back with the highlight, I have a warm highlight coming in there. Should work out fine. I'm just going to look at this color too. This is a mid-tone for this little almost rect triangle here, and it's coming down here. I think pretty sure this is, yeah. I'd say that's clavicle. Got all these nurses and doctors in this class, and no one's helping me out. Yeah, okay. They all shut up.
Suffer.
Suffer. You're wrong. You're not even close. That's his belly button. Nothing new. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's just gonna be playing around now. Uh and going from warm, finding the warm areas, the dark area, the cooler areas, and finding out what's a little pinker, what's a little more yellow. This is what a color I was thinking was going to be over here, and that feels cool now. That feels cool. Doesn't feel warm. Could be my brush loading in. That doesn't feel, see that? It feels too full. Doesn't have any yellow in it. Cad yellow, and I put some cad yellow in it. This was cad orange and cad yellow with white, and I thought it was going to be perfect, but no, it's really got to be a little bit more warmth than that. That's almost too, still getting a little cool. Might have been. No, we're just gonna leave that there. Could have been cad yellow and cad red together too. just a touch of Cad Red. Since I was using Cad Red throughout, so it might not much like that, but this seems to work. I just got, yes, a touch more yellow in it. There we go. Now I'm just gonna hit these one spots here and get a touch of in this highlight here in his eye. Not his eye, but right underneath his eye in the tear duct. Just a little bit of reflective light here, and it is pretty much that stuff. Hey, Fen, how are you? Okay, so now it's not quite as strong. Let's see. Can it be a tuft of hair? Well, it's a little bright, but one touch can push that in. Might be better over here on this one because yeah, just a little because it gets just a little bit, and now just wipe it out a little bit. Come back here and push this stuff back down once. There we go. Push it into place. Right around the bristle brush. Oh, just enough. That's no more. Okay. Now I can start lightening up these areas in the nose and stuff. Right here, this edge here, this back edge. Start to get longer and flatter. A little warmer too, right? There we go. Its nose down. Trying to keep it very rich. That's the thing. So it just comes out of these areas, and sometimes it's more the touch stroke than the color. Trying to get the richness of the color without stroking too hard. Yeah, get that light out. Oh, that's too cool. I say too cool. It's definitely just got a little too much red in it. So it really is transparent oxide and yellow as my really go-tos here. So, especially when I start getting into these real lighter colors. So, that's most of it. Come back on these coolers, greens. No, swan. Okay. Let's get where I can with the red, my big brush here, and then I have to shoot down to some smaller ones. Definitely with a bristle, you want to get these. Use it for the background too. Definitely a soft stroke for your bristles. Don't get compact. So you can open up. They stay open. And then when I go around a light area, I will push it a little harder. I want to get a little bit darker. Whenever I go against light areas like noses and things like that. This white fur, this chin, her chin. Just helps it pop out. Touch his eye. Okay. Let's finish this off. Let's get some of these. Shoulder out some more. Enough time to try to put in the eye a little bit better with synthetic. Put a little alizarin and blue into the mix. Add red, add it in for when we get into these corners here. You know, same with the nose. One eye. This needs a little lightening. Too much white. I'm at that point where I'm like, need cad yellow and I'm not picking. Since I'm this far with glass, I'm just not ready to stop and grab it. So you're on now. I'm just digging away in these eyes, just trying to fudge the fur over a hair, you know, and back a hair. And that's about it. That's what it's going to take to probably finish it off too. So get a good point here. For some reason, this way, kind of a little pink. Little, let me go green on. I need to get a little warmer tone in here. Could be warmer too. They said just finding warms and cools going around here now. Touch a cat, we're at it. Very outside arm. All right. Now to, all I got to do is cover everything up. And I messed up. I'm just gonna take a big bristle brush and just draw a few lines, pulling the background and the foreground together. These little guys are just perfect for these little whiskers, things like that. Hairy things like this. Not a good one. I haven't looked very close on these whiskers, so not going to put them in too heavy because I'm not exactly sure. Just create a few little spots back in here, just a couple dots and dashes that go around. Drag your eye around a little bit. I already have everything radiating around, but look for a couple sticks or something like that to break it up. Don't get too heavy. Let's touch them up. And that's what we got so far. And then I'll just put into some dark ones and should be pretty good. I'll bring it in close for a look. Now let's see what you guys got. Yeah, need to get in front of it, but basically it's a quick portrait. You know, start to see the colors in there. Just gotta, sometimes just that little half brush stroke difference in the shape really makes, can make this thing work. So right now it's needs to get in front of it. Okay, we got Eva, Linda, Lisa, and iPad Sharon. Eva's up front. I don't know what happened to everybody else.
Okay, so mine is a little different.
Uh-oh, you did decide to do a dog.
No, it's different.
You did a pour. Ooh. Nice. Let's look. Can you bring it a little closer towards us? So is it in water? It's sitting in water?
Well,
green-
not yet. I'm gonna eventually. I don't know.
I'm just asking. I mean, that's a pour you did, right?
Yeah. So
and you painted it above it. Well, cool.
So the background is the pour, and I just painted this, and I have to kind of get some grasses or something so it's not gonna look like in the water.
Well, that's the thing is, it's just sitting in the water. I'm sure it would be, if it could be. Okay. Drawing wise, it looks really quite good. Your colors are getting there and stuff. You got really in the shoulders and the light areas and stuff. Yeah, find that a little bit more warmth. In that thing, it's a little more yellow, more cad yellow, and into your white into that color, and that should be it. That should help the whole thing when in a lot of the areas where you got need light. Look for it being a little warm.
Yeah, I didn't have a proper yellow in my mixes. Everything was kind of pinkish.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was saying. Yeah, we're bringing that in at the end and stuff, so that would help. Especially, I'm not sure if you have transparent oxide or do you have burnt sienna.
Yeah, I have both. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the transparent oxide with yellow, cad yellow in it, was really quite close to the right color to use for the whole thing. So, just
Okay.
just saying.
Okay.
If
Thank
you need, I mean, you got the basics. It's just, that will help give it a little bit more life. Right now, it's you got all the midtones in, just a little richness you're missing
Right.
on when you get there. But what do you want for an hour and a half, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Quit being so mean. All right. Let's see, Lisa and everybody, turn your stuff on. Thank you, Ava.
Mhm.
Come on, who's going to be next?
Can you see it,
Which one?
There's Lisa.
Lisa?
Oh, Lisa, and then we'll get.
Hi on there.
Then we'll go to Linda.
I can't see it.
Ooh, white tiger.
Wow. Wow.
I like that background. That
Yeah.
is cool. That is I love the way that you did that. That's really
Nice.
quite a lot of fun.
Hmm.
Is this a watercolor?
No. No. No,
Uh,
it's a big mess.
Oh, you got
it's
the, but you got the basis of that beast in there. Really nice. The
It
shadow.
identifies as feline. I'm happy.
Well,
And not canine. Mine is a canine.
Or
Canine
goat. Mine's
is-
usually like goat.
okay, could be a goat. Just put some horns on it. It won't be bad, right? Let's see. That's it's coming along really well there. At least I do like the purple in mixed in with the browns back there. Definitely a smart move. That was beautiful little that's a nice color inspiration right there to take the curse out of all the yellows and stuff.
Yeah.
And it really does help the beast out a little bit. Good job on that. Yeah, it's be great when you finish, get going on it, finish it up. That would be nice.
Yeah, it won't be quite so harsh.
Yeah, I'm sure. But that's a really good start.
Thank you.
Congrats. You're welcome. All right. Then we'll go to Linda, and then we'll go Sharon. She turns her stuff on.
I don't know why I can't see myself. Oh, there we are. There we are.
You got to wait for me. You got to wait for me to
Okay.
hit. I had to figure it out.
This looks like, remember when I was growing up, there was a great series of books for kids, and it was a dog that would always go in the neighbor lady's garden. Remember?
Oh,
That's who this is. He looks like a dog.
oh!
Cartoon dog.
Stop right there. It's a nice dog. That's a really nice long dog. Yeah.
Oh dear. I don't know what's wrong. It's a lot wrong. I don't know.
No. It's not much. I think you're missing the right side of his head. You got no, really.
Yeah.
I mean, after the nose,
Yeah.
there is a little
Yeah.
jog over there that it barely has the eye in it and thing. I think that's what you're missing right there. Eyeballs doesn't look, drawing wise, it really doesn't look bad. I mean, the difference between a dog and one of these guys is not huge. So you're in the right ballpark, I think. Good job. I think a little bit wider on the shoulder. I mean, the shoulder looks good. It's just coming down. I think stays a little wider. You get that green patch right down there, and so I think you come into that a little bit stronger down below. Or
Yeah.
otherwise, there's some fun colors going on and down there.
I
love
like the
that.
background.
And the background's done, right? That's
Yeah,
the
the
whole
hard
thing.
part now is not done. That's the problem.
Oh yeah,
Sounds fun. Uh-huh.
we can still work on him though. He got plenty of time.
Okay. All right. We'll work
All
on
right.
it.
Yeah.
Mark
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. Oh, it's only a bark away.
It's
Here you
encouraging.
go. Look, good job.
Thank you.
Let's see. Hey, Sharon. Good to see
Hey, I didn't paint. I ended up scraping everything off. I had issues with drawing, and it just was not working. So
Okay.
I'll give it another shot.
Well, that looks like a great chair, though.
Cool studio. Very cool studio.
Nice
Wow.
studio. Yeah, look at her.
Huge. Wow, nice.
I
That's
actually I
expensive.
cleaned it up a little bit this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It looks good. I
Very
wish I had.
cool. Very
I
good
wish mine
space.
looked that nice. Uh,
yeah.
all right.
Okay.
Well, when you get there, get something, put it up on the site, and we'll
Yeah.
take a look.
Well, I appreciate that. You guys
Oh.
did wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think we tried hard, didn't we?
Okay. Have fun,
All
everyone.
right. Okay. All right, guys. There we go. We finished. Got some more work to do, lightening up some stuff now. But finish them up, put them up on the site. Show those Saturday people what you've been doing. You gotta beat that competition. So you guys, get your stuff out there. I mean, we did Buffalo on Saturday, and that was,
Wow.
oh my God, they were a bear. Oh my God,
Wow.
what a mistake. It was tough. They are
It looked tough before you even did it.
Yeah, it was not a good choice to do.
You're a tough taskmaster this year. Wow.
Just for the summer, because I figure you guys don't have anything else to do. You're all on summer break,
That's right.
so
All right.
keep you busy.
Yeah. Off the
Anyway,
street.
all right then. I'll pick out something nice for next week, and we'll be on it. And yeah, Linda, thanks for the shot of photos and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll try to fit it in if I can. Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Great.
All right.
All right. Thanks so much. Have a good week.
All right, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.